the host, the Ubiquant team, to have this to look back upon. My name is Addison Howard. I'm sure you've seen me in the forums. I oversee Kaggle competition program management. Let me be yet another person to congratulate you on a great success in this competition. I know this was your first competition gold medal. So yeah, congratulations there. Really well done. Just to give you a brief review of what this call will entail. I'm going to hand things over here pretty soon to the Ubiquant team. This is a chance for you to present to them. I'll be here. I'll just be in the background, so don't worry about me. I'll let them introduce themselves, and then we'll hand it to you to share your screen, introduce yourself, and carry on your presentation. The team may ask some questions as you go, or they may save them all for the end. Once all those questions have been completed, we will wrap things up. We have a few more calls left for us to review, and then once those are completed, we will then distribute prizes. Are there any questions before we jump in?
So far, no questions.
All right, well, I'm going to fade to the background. I will hand it over to the Ubiquant team. If you would like to, I don't know if there's someone in particular who would want to introduce your team.
All right, so can you hear us?
Yeah, we can hear you great.
So we are the three interviewers that are mainly going to listen to your presentation, and if we have questions, we'll ask them as you go. And we are all from the AI department from Ubiquant. So that's pretty much our introduction, and we'll give the rest of the time for you to give your presentation.
So, just a minute.
All right, great. Yeah, we can see your screen.
Yeah.
Okay, so hello. Once again, so my name is Vladimir, and sixth place. So if it made any sense for you, I was studying in Belarusian State University in the physics faculty. Then I've been working for machine learning data science engineer in a couple of local companies such as InfoIdea and Robot Labs, and currently working for Walkthroughs. So in previous companies such as InfoIdea, we've been working with the Forex markets. So I was involved in the development of Forex expert advisors, Forex strategies, and stuff like that. So, but in Forex, we used slightly different tricks. So all of our models were custom. So for this competition, I spent approximately 3 to 4 weekends, and I'm solo participant. I've used Slide GPM model as the main framework, and just a couple of techniques for hyperparameters tuning, such as Bayesian optimization and randomized grid search. Like the final model was trained during the evaluation, and it yeah, I've just used both data sets, merged them in a single data set. So yeah, I've applied Sharp and Borota for starters, and decided that it would be useful to use all of the features from them, not to drop any.
Can you briefly explain what's what the SHAP and Boruta techniques are. I personally know the SHAP techniques, but I feel like it will be pretty informative for you to briefly explain why you choose those two techniques and what those two techniques are for feature selection.
Yeah, these techniques are based on like random forest implementation. They try to build several models. Sometimes they drop a couple of columns with features. Sometimes they drop a couple of rows, and like this is feature selection techniques based on random forest implementation. So they shuffle in features and try to figure out whether the model became better or worse. Like,
yeah. Okay. So as I understand, like by figuring out the importance of each feature by dropping one at a time, I think that's pretty much the SHAP technique, right? So what about the Boruta technique? I'm not exactly familiar with that one, actually.
To be frank, it's a pretty similar one. To be frank, I don't remember the details of this, but they.
All right, that's fine. That's fine. I was just interested.
They're really similar.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I took all features, and here's a variable important plot of the final model. So, like, two of the most important features were in the columns 153 and 231. If you merge the data sets. So, yeah, the script for merging are attached. So, yeah, there was an advice to demonstrate also dependencies over two most important variables to target, but unfortunately I wasn't able to reproduce it because training data is not available. So yeah, final model took 3,000 training epochs by a single model, the best sets of parameters. And yeah, it's just one, my thought was my assumption. The thought that I was keeping in mind, the concept of Canadian beauty contests. So I thought that there should be a generalized model for like which will consist amount of features without any some extra dependencies on timelines, some extra dependencies on some kind of clusters. If you will try to make them. So I was just thinking that there should be some kind of generalized model which will consider the asset just isolated. So that was my assumption, my stake. I thought that this would be some extra preservation of overfit. Like final model, approximately three hours to be trained in a Kaggle environment. One image, that's it. Thank you.
All right. So since the presentation was pretty short, I only have one remaining question, and because I feel like just to put it beforehand, your English is not the problem, but your audio quality is kind of affecting the how we can understand what you're talking. So I feel like it's probably a problem with your microphone, but regardless, I feel like if it suits you better, you could try typing what you want to say on, like, I don't know, just on the slides, or open another app or whatever to try and convey your ideas to us. So back to the question that I wanted to ask. So you mentioned that I think it was the previous page. I think it was a few pages ago. You mentioned the Keynesian beauty contest. So my basic understanding of that is that you tried to, instead of trying to like fit the model best, you tried to find out the most generalized model, and you explained it by saying that you avoided any additional techniques that could lead to overfitting. Could you like explain more about what those techniques are, or what you did to generalize your model?
Okay. Yeah, I meant that there were another competition a couple years ago, which, can you hear me good right now?
Yeah.
I've just tried to speak aloud, like more aloud. Right, there were another competition a couple years ago where this, like, a similar problem were tried to solve, and the updates after you're submitting your solution, then it took like every update contains couple weeks historical data, and as I've remembered from there were like some kind of container where they've stored all this data and picked some historical data also. I mean, for instance, how to say for instance, the row with features for a single asset contains this date and a couple previous dates also. So if I remember correct, this kind of solution took the best place, at least on the initial leaderboard. So my assumption was that using this kind of approach could lead to overfitting in a long run.
Okay. All right. Does any of the other interviewers have questions?
他前面有提到调参嘛？你看它的验证策略是什么样子的？
什么样验证策略？
就是它的 cross validation 是怎么定的？调参。
One of the interviewers wanted to ask how you chose your how you chose your validation technique.
刚才不是调参吗？还是怎么调？
So we noticed that you used hyperparameter optimization. So if you do that, you definitely have to have some kind of validation set, right? How did you pick your validation set?
Just pointed to use 1/4 of
we can't actually hear what you're saying because I feel like there's something wrong with your audio quality with your microphone. Could you try typing?
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah. Do you see it in chat? I've just specified to use 1/5 of all.
Okay, we can see that. All right.
一方面管理的那个思考和这个结果的，那个结果是到最好的得分的。
Okay. Which trial did you actually since you did hyperparameter optimization, which trial did you select for your eventual submission? Did you just pick the trial with the highest validation score?
Yeah, just picked the trial with the highest validation score.
Okay. 那就做调整。你还有没有
Hello. I reviewed your code and I noticed that you use the Dask data frame to read CSV file, right?
Yeah.
Yes, and you use the Dask data frame to read CSV file and turn to the ND array. So why you use the Dask data frame, not use the PD pandas data frame? Is it faster or any other reasons?
Yeah, it's just faster working. If I remember correct, to load all data with the pandas, it took almost 20 or maybe 30 minutes. But in Dask, it only 5.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for my quiet voice. Yeah, Dask was really faster, just faster to read the data in a couple times, in 2 or 4 times faster.
All right.
这种思考怎么去能够提高？因为我们可以看到每一个分数的，那他最后面选那个是最好的分数。
Did you select the submission that had the highest public rank, or did you submit the one with your highest validation score?
I checked the highest public rank.
选是最高 public rank.
那是他 private 有更好吗
？Private
没选中的。
Could you see the individual private ranks of could you see the private ranks of each of your past submissions? Did you look at them and see some other submission that actually got a higher private score?
I didn't review them, but I can do it right now. Just a moment.
All right.
Yeah, I've got 2 submissions there. First is I'll send you score.
All right. 有2个比那个更高，
还挺好的，
是，我感觉应该是。All right, we can see that.
Mm-hmm.
What was the private score of your final submission? The one where you got this rank.
Frankly, I don't remember. It was actually it was pretty low in a way.
Okay. Private. All right. So it was actually lower than the 2 scores that you showed us, right?
Frankly, I don't remember.
That's all right. We were just curious.
I don't remember actually the score. I just remember that it was really lower than.
Okay. Do you remember your rank of public leaderboard?
I don't remember the rank. It was.
Just the range is okay.
I'm sorry.
Could you give us a ballpark? For example, like around 500, 1,000, 100, or somewhere?
Yeah, around 500. It's like
Okay.
in this area.
I see. All right. So that's. I think that's all the questions that the interviewers here wanted to ask.
Okay.
All right. Vladimir, do you have any questions for Kaggle or the Ubiquant team?
No, I'm good. I have no questions, guys.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. As I mentioned in the beginning, we have a few more calls that we will be conducting with the winners, and then you will see the prize money headed your way. To the Ubiquant folks, I just sent off an email looking to reschedule the new 8th place winner. So it's actually 7th place. So you'll see that email. We might need to schedule some new time there, and the one Friday morning will be rescheduled. But Vladimir, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations once more. Great work. We can't wait to see what you come up with next.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you. See you.
那个麦太差了，我听不清。你发音其实还好，主要是那个麦太差了。
因为它这个方案过于简单，不知道要不要。
过于简单，感觉没什么用。
或者说，
他倒是提出一些很好玩的概念的，但那些概念根本没拿来用，是吧？
他只是说，
像那个凯恩斯选美大赛。